believe, I mean, I think at least 2 out of the 4 in the top 4 are Canadians.
Yeah.
So definitely showing up and representing. So we're going to see Rogue versus Paladin as the first matchup. We saw this a little earlier, and the Paladin managed and is off its way to victory.
Yep, just answered everything at every step of the way and kept control. I remember, you know, I think back a couple years when Miracle Rogue was the popular deck. Paladin was basically extinct because of Miracle Rogue.
Yeah.
Is 6 mana Gadget Date Auctioneer going to be able to clear that up? Also, hold that thought for a second. That's a Leroy Jenkins in Moxie's hand.
That is not a build we've seen at all so far. And this is something that players like Th3raT back in BlizzCon days of 2014, regardless of the nerf, win with. They went with Leroy, Shadow Step. Like, who knows? Maybe there's a Shadow Step in there.
Yeah. You get a copy of Alex Straza.
Even if there's not a Shadow Step, Zeril gives you a 1-mana Shadow Step.
Yeah.
So potential for that in that deck. And just to talk a little bit about Moxie, I mean, if you guys probably haven't really heard of them before, he's finished top 100 on the NA ladder 3 times since December, which is pretty good. That's 3 out of 4. Qualified for the winter prelims, unfortunately fell there, did the top 16, but loves strategy games, so that's why he was drawn to Hearthstone, and he is a Canadian local.
Yeah. Used to play StarCraft Brood War, actually, at a high level. Was a Terran player in those days, but has since moved on.
This is a heavy hand for Th3raT Courtade.
I mean, this is almost too heavy. I mean, these are the kinds of hands that you know, if I was going to pick a hand that this deck will lose with, and it's something like this, I mean, just really no options other than Wild Pyromancer quality, which against Rogue is not the greatest answer to their threats.
I mean, to talk a bit about what I think is in his list, I think this is a little lighter on the death rattle side. I think he's got Karen, Sylvanas, Tyrion, but past that, I'm really not sure if there's anything else.
Corrupted Killbot, maybe?
Maybe. I know, I mean, on that 5-drop slot, they've got the 2 Kodos. They, of course, meaning Th3raT Courtade and his practice group.
It's going to be turn 3 Tomb Pillager. Just turn 3 Tomb Pillager.
Probably has to be Humility.
I mean, it looks pretty good right here. I'm happy with Humility on
I'd
this.
be happier with a True Silver, but
nevertheless,
yeah, it's going to be rough waters for Th3raT Courtade here.
Just really not many options to work with.
Can we just mention also, Th3raT Courtade has both Ragnaroses in this Paladin deck.
The good and the bad.
Yeah, good cop, bad cop Rag.
And the Zoth, the ugly.
And Tyrion.
He's pretty good looking.
Yeah.
That beard.
Tyrion's a good guy.
He's a great guy. Had lunch with him the other day.
Did you?
Yeah. He kept telling me to put my faith in the light.
Yeah.
Kind of spooky, honestly.
Reporting for duty.
So, just Humility. Go ahead and hero power up. Easy turns for Moxie to take care of. Second Tomb Pillager is going to be a lot of pressure. And
oh, there it is.
Hey, I'll tell you what, it's still a welcome draw. It's not quite as clean as he would like his lists to always be. That's why I didn't bring patrons, but I'll tell you what, it's looking pretty clean here.
Is he thinking about equality? That seems risky.
Look, if there's something I know about Th3raT Courtade, it's that he's always going to consider his options. He's never going to play a turn too quickly that he misses something.
There's no point in, you know, jamming it instantly. Maybe there is merit to equality. Obviously, the decision is True Silver, which seems pretty obvious.
You know, that's the thing about it, though, is when you see players think about these little turns, eventually you find something that's a very non-standard play, and it ends up being a lot better. And that's what players are always hunting for when they're in these spots. They're thinking about this stuff, and they have one option that looks kind of okay and one option that looks really good, because they want to make sure they don't pass up something that they might have missed if they knocked on it.
Yeah, just check and make sure he doesn't have, like, Innervate Rag there or something. I can see that.
Solemn Vigil.
He could, if he goes for the clear, he can also cast Solemn Vigil right afterward, gain some cards.
I think that right now,
wants to save it probably for the auctioneer that's probably going to be concealed.
Looking for that equality Wild Pyromancer onto auctioneer. So this is looking to me like maybe Wild Pyromancer does get cast here. Yeah, this could just be full.
Nope, just gonna throw one out.
Using it to clear up the Blood Mage, I don't really mind this either. I think this is like a really smart play to have happen. I mean, the spell power is always terrifying.
And there's the second Humility, the first Kodo, a nice combo. It'll remove anything you need it to.
Except for a Stealth Minion.
assuming there's, you know, no extra targets for him to hit, which usually in Rogue there's not, but it just so happens he humiliated another target.
I'll tell you what, this Auctioneer is looking mighty tempting this turn. You get a second coin from Tomb Pillager just by trading in. But I'm thinking Azure Drake may just be the play here. I mean, if you hang on long enough and get like a backstab or a prep eviscerate turn, the Auctioneer is going to be so good. And while you can't just prep eviscerate face, you need to account for your opponent eventually playing some sort of a threat and needing an answer to it.
Now, the last time we saw this matchup, it came down to the Rogue player getting Auctioneer out, having both preps, having a coin, having a conceal, digging for everything, and not finding a sap.
Yeah.
And there's the sap, and that's just got to be kind of a relief for Moxie, just thinking, okay, Tyrion is no big deal. We're fine. Everything's fine.
So, Th3raT, Courtade, still tough options in front of him. I mean, Equality's not looking any better here.
Yeah.
And Kodo doesn't look that good either. I mean, you're using one of your major removal spells if you choose to Kodo here, but I think he just needs the body this badly.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much either this or Forbidden Healing for 10. But Forbidden Healing for 10 is really saying, I hope my opponent goes all in next turn. Which, to be fair, I think is likely.
Let me think.
I mean, how likely is it, though?
Moxie might just have the foresight, you know, if that play were to come out, to just go, hit you for 6, go.
It's definitely a possibility. It's going to be Kodo. 3-5 body, not too shabby. Hero power up. But this turn for Moxie is looking so good. I mean,
Yeah.
what more could you ask for here?
6 damage.
How about a second preparation?
I mean, I'd ask for 6 damage. Like, if I had a wish list, I'd be like, oh, he only needs 5, actually. Yeah, I'd be like, give me 5 damage. Give me a third eviscerate.
I'll tell you what, it's still pretty good.
All right, so Moxie looking to up the win rate of Auctioneer when it's played in this tournament. And it looks like he's in a pretty good spot to do so. I mean, 2 preps, 2 eviscerate. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this were almost guaranteed lethal.
I mean, it's pretty darn close.
He just needs, like, a cold blood and something else.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking Eviscerate face is definitely... he's going to go for the
I would
Eviscerate
have
on
been
the
really
Kodo.
tempted to just go for some face damage.
Now let me ask you this, the fact that he has Leroy, maybe it means he doesn't really have too much burst damage on the Cold Blood side?
I think Cold Bloods work well with Leroy. I just think maybe he views it as he has inevitability no matter what. Now, he did pick up a Deadly Poison, so had he gone all face, I think if you were going to throw an Abyss face, it was correct to throw one face first before you kill the Kodo. So, slight missequence, just in case you just magically drew lethal.
Yeah.
But obviously he did not magically draw lethal, but Leroy is pretty close.
I'm thinking a quality Wild Pyromancer Forbidden Healing for 8.
Yeah, if he doesn't do that, he's actually dead. To just Leroy SI plus the Deadly Poison Dagger, that's exactly 11. So he needs to find some healing this turn.
Even get 1 point of damage off this.
Yeah, sequencing it like this, he will get to keep a 3-1 Wild Pyro.
Yeah, like this play, 19 going to be enough, though. I mean, the second Auctioneer in hand, Leroy Jenkins.
It's ambitious to say 19 would be enough.
And if that's not the case, then what's the play here for Moxie? I mean, maybe it's just get 2 minions on board and kill his Wild Pyromancer and say go.
And there's Th3raT Courtade making the life coach pose.
Pay attention, class.
Laser focus.
He has claimed this does improve your thinking.
I agree with him. I mean, I think that way a lot. It helps.
Kind of does. I don't know why.
It's the way it is. So, Th3raT, go. And these are not threats that you just easily deal with.
Yeah, this is where it gets really tough. I mean, I feel like Moxie seems like he has a lot of experience with this deck and how to end this game. And he's not going to go for anything crazy like Auctioneer backstab. He's not going to overextend. He's just going to play minions. Paladin has to deal with them. Paladin answers are pretty inefficient,
To say the least. So it's going to be El Señor del Fuego for Th3raT Courtade. And I don't imagine Humility is going to be played this turn. I mean, that is a very ambitious Ragnarok shot.
No, I think he's thinking about it, and I think he'd put it on.
All right.
I would like to on the 3-3 and just go for the absolute best case scenario. And I would have been right.
-2 life. I'll tell you what, that card continues to impress me.
Shadow Strike.
Yeah, it is so good.
I mean, it's pretty good here.
Everything's pretty good here.
I got the best deals anywhere.
Good backstab though. Guess just is he gonna sap it? Because now he doesn't have a kill on it unless he's willing to take 8. Yeah, I mean he does have that second sap in his deck.
Yeah, I mean, Sap is it's still looking pretty good. I mean, he's getting deep into the deck at this point. He's drawing a lot of cards. Kind of a tough choice. I mean, maybe there is some merit to just going with Edwin Van Cleef here. I mean, what's the rank really doing? All right, too much. Let's go with Sap.
Yeah,
Played safe.
and there is the Shadow Step. Yeah, that's in his deck. Yep.
As well as Shadow Caster, a card we haven't seen played yet today. Th3raT Courtade down to 16 and needs some major help, and I don't know what it can possibly be at this point.
Well, from my perspective, he's just dead.
It's just his hand was too heavy to start, and he had so few options, and like managed to pick up a couple cards to help him along the way, but hasn't had an opportunity to use Tyrion. The Ragnaros really wasn't that effective. The Kodo was pretty mediocre. I mean, the Zoth is no value right now.
Yeah, I feel like maybe if he picked that True Silver up a turn earlier, things could have turned around. But yeah, just gonna fall to that Leroy Shadow Step Leroy combo.
Yep. And that hit, you can see he's not very happy with, but it doesn't matter in this game. It's just damage, and Leroy Jenkins. Moxie gonna lock up game number 1 here. Miracle Rogue versus Paladin, though. I'm gonna tend to say that the Rogue is gonna come out on top of this one pretty often.
It's not gonna make it sting any less for Th3raT Courtade.
That's true, as it may be. Shaman and Warlock left for Moxie now. This is Conquest. Players do need to win a game with each deck that they brought in order to win the series. If they lose with a deck, option to play it again. As you'll see from Th3raT Courtade there. Paladin, Rogue, and Warlock still remaining for him. But not out of it just yet, just down a game.
Yep, happens.
Still hunting for that one victory. Man, that's something. That's a different Rogue deck than we've seen pretty much all day long.
I feel like maybe that's just kind of like his personal build that he's really used to. And when you only have about 2 days to prepare for a tournament, you're probably just going to go with what you like.
When your back's against the wall, I've said it before, go with your comfort zone.
Yep. So we're going to have to see what his comfort zone is. I mean, I imagine he's probably new to Shaman. I don't think many people have been jamming mid-range Shaman for months. There's a couple, like I could count them on one hand.
Amnesia and Eversection are the only 2 I can think of. Mystery, he's played a bit of mid-range Shaman as well.
I mean, there's Loyan, the guy that only plays mid-range Shaman.
That's 4 people between the 2 of us, knowing almost everyone in the competitive Hearthstone scene.
Yep, so we're going to have to see how well this deck performs. I know that multiple players have been hitting top 10 Legend with tons of Shaman variants. It is a strong class right now.
This is going to be Prep, Eviscerate, Coin, and Edwin
No
for the
hacks.
Rat. He just goes for it, and this is what I love about Th3raT Courtade is he will just throw caution to the wind and make a powerful play when the time calls for it. Can you deal with an 8-8, Moxie?
Th3raT Courtade makes this 8-8 every time.
And it's looking good right here.
It's looking real good. All right, here we go. Taunt Totem? No. Unlucky.
D2 would have made a taunt to him there,
He would have.
as he did to you 4 times in a row.
5.
5 times in a row to knock you out of the 2014 Stage 2 BlizzCon.
Same.
I'm glad it doesn't sting anymore.
Hey, it's all good. Well,
This is a real option, though. I mean, there is some merit, I think, to killing the Spell Power Totem here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Shut up. We're going 8-face. I think the merit here
Look, I'm going 8, but you know I am, but it's a consideration.
No, Th3raT Courtade jams 8 to face every time here. Every time. Now, Thing from Below is playable. He has summoned 2 totems. Totem World counts. Totally not broken. Yeah.
This is a 4-mana 5/5 taunt.
Those
like
mana
Blood
tides, probably not going to do much this game.
They may absorb a shot or two here or there.
Well, well, well.
I wonder if this is ever conceal after you attack. And if, you conceal, do you clear the totems so that way Lightning Storm is less of a threat?
I just like...
They got a Lightning Totem?
No, he said Lightning Storm, I'm pretty sure.
I feel like I said Lightning Totem.
I mean, it's going to be like a Lightning Rod this turn. He's going to have to kill it. Yeah, you trade in. I think you kill the Spell Power, and I think you just play the Tomb Villager.
No conceal.
My worry here, there's a very aggressive line where you could go Prep, Fan, Dagger, kill the 5/5/8 face. The issue with that is if your opponent rolls a Taunt Totem, you have no way to clear through that.
I think I like Prep Conceal here.
Why?
There's no response from your opponent at that point. Like, what do they do? There's no
They
Lightning
storm
Bolt.
you. They
Not gonna
Spell
Rock
Power
Fighter.
storm you.
It's definitely brutal. I think I'd go for it. What else are you doing with this prep this game? Just gonna go ahead and hang on to it. Master Evolution, that's no help right now.
Yep. It's gonna be...
This is a lot of damage. This is 16 damage you're taking. 17 if you count the dagger.
I'm gonna count the dagger.
I mean, this is like, you have to Rock Fighter here, right? Wow, he's just gonna scoop it up.
I'm perfectly okay with the concede here.
It's not really, I don't think it's too early. I mean, his hand is so weak on options. Like,
Yeah, he was dead.
and he doesn't want to give away too much either. Like, if he plays the rest of his cards,
Yeah, you definitely don't want to give away the fact that you play Rock Fighter weapon.
that's not what I'm saying. He's gonna have to fight the rest of the game if that
I know.
happens.
I
And
understand.
so those aren't cards he really wants to give away at this point. So Rogue is now locked up for Th3raT. Brian th3raT Courtade as well. Warlock and Paladin is what he's rolling with versus Warlock and Shaman. I'm really curious to see how Paladin's going to fight against Shaman.
Yeah. It's interesting because it's that mid-range Shaman. It's not really the aggro Shaman that we're so used to. Kind of, you know, for a lot of players that haven't been playing since Hearthstone's inception, mid-range Shaman's kind of a new thing.
Yeah, I mean, this used to be one of the most popular decks that was out. This was one of the best performing decks I had in tournaments for about 6 months.
No, I played this for a long time. It was a good deck.
It was fun, too.
And then basically Paladin got really good.
Yeah.
And there was no efficient answer to Shielded Minibot, which to be fair was a pretty common problem.
No one had trouble answering Shielded Minibot. Ever. Zoo for Brian th3raT Courtade and Shaman for Moxie. Looks like he's got a pretty strong opener with that Tunnel Trog Flame Juggler.
Yeah.
But Brian th3raT Courtade, he's not short on options either.
It's a pretty good hand for the Shaman. I mean, without knowing any hands, I have to favor Zoo in this matchup. It's really just a matter of you out-muscling them with your 2 draws a turn. Sure, they might storm you once, and that's a big setback now that you can't play A. But just imagine if there was, like, an abusive sergeant here. Yeah.
That is such a good draw right now.
Yeah, that's Brian th3raT Courtade for you. He'll pick up the right cards at the right time.
Not only that, but Voidwalker's headed back behind this. So you would look at this board stage, you're like, Flame Juggler, pretty good answer here. Well, now there's just a 50% chance it doesn't do anything.
Wow, it's like that thing with Flame Juggler every time. It's a 50-50. Oh no, unlucky.
You can tell that Chalky loves this card.
Yeah, Flame Juggler. He and I aren't on talking.
Fun. I'll
Yeah.
tell you what though, I think I favor life tapping here.
Whoa, I don't.
Here, honestly.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
It's gonna run straight.
All these are real good.
It's gonna run straight into Lightning Storm, but I mean I can't blame it for taking that one. That's just a good card right now.
Yep.
It's like mini abusive sergeant. Which is still pretty good.
I'd play Mini Abusive Sergeant.
Yeah, this storm. Wow, is that good?
Yep. Brian th3raT Courtade stoic as his arms light up from the visual effect.
Hey, that's a pretty darn good one. I'll
Yeah.
tell you what though, I think I favor life tapping here.
Whoa, I don't.
I think I do.
Well, Brian th3raT Courtade doesn't.
And thus I don't either.
Agreed. This is kind of the aftermath of playing Overload cards.
More tentacles is too good. I agree. Man, look at me to saved it though.
No way.
No way, man. It's just not gonna happen.
It isn't. There's no way.
Juggle doesn't matter where it lands, same amount of damage this turn. I can tell you that Brian the Rat Courtade is praying for no Lightning Storm number 2 here.
You kind of get a feel for how your juggler is. You're like, all right, can you hit minions? Yeah, I didn't think so. I don't even care that he died.
Higher Elemental is gonna put some heat on this board.
Oh, wow.
Speaking of heat.
I wonder, yeah, I mean, you gotta slam that.
No questions asked. That is 5 damage and forces action.
I mean, it's gonna be met by Hex, so.
You're still feeling pretty good about that. That's your opponent's. That's almost their entire turn given Moxie's hand right now.
Yeah, and at 14, Moxie is feeling the heat.
I love the golden tentacle animation.
What's it do?
It's just like floating up and down. Looks like it's underwater.
Just kind of doing a little tentacle boogie.
That's the official name for it anyway. Now Hex, indeed.
These 1/1s.
They're doing some work.
There's no efficient answer.
Totem Golem's attack is occupied by the frog right now. Oh my gosh.
Are you okay?
I don't know what you do right now.
You Doom Guard. Face.
Discarding that one feels bad to me, but I agree. 5 extra damage. Your opponent just used a Hex.
I mean, it's
Their
3
attack
tentacles.
is occupied.
It's 3 versus a 5/7 charge.
Take
Yeah,
the
that's
charge.
game.
Yeah. There is no out here for Moxie. Just not going to do
Actually,
it.
wait. Master of Evolution.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that is true.
Yeah. That card can get some weird stuff. What's
That's a good
3
point,
drop?
actually.
What to do?
What 3-drop does some cool stuff?
Death Lord?
I can't get that.
I'm thinking you said 3-drop. You didn't specify.
Well, all we can get is a 3-drop or a 2-drop.
Yeah, that's going to do it. 2-1 lead now for Brian the Rat Courtade. He's got Paladin left to fend off Warlock and Shaman. Despite dropping game number 1, has come back strong
Yeah.
for games 2 and 3.
And I feel like the Paladin deck can probably get a win out of those two. I mean, it's not guaranteed, but without eggs, without creepers, Paladin versus Zoo is so much more doable.
Yeah. You can see Moxie doesn't look phased at all, though. And as you move into these later stages and the matches get more and more important, you're going to see more focus from players.
Yeah, like Jack Moxie Wang.
He's going to be laser focused the entire time. Canadian native. Facing off against the Rat, who's hailing from the U.S.
Well, Doomsayer's definitely a card you're looking for, and I don't know if Moxie's running that secret crazed alchemist tech.
Few people are at this point. 2 true silver champions. It's a bit much, but I'll tell you what, following up on Doomsayer with true silver champion is brutal.
The real question is, do you have to coin the Doomsayer? Because it feels bad. He's going to choose not to, but that means it's going to die.
Sometimes.
Well, in this game, it's going to die.
Well, maybe not.
This would be, yeah, I mean, it's really important that Moxie realizes Doomsayer is a possible turn 2 and goes Dark Peddler here. That would give him 3 power on the board. Direwolf adds 2, Abusive adds 2, and that's enough. This also works. This even adds extra power to the board, so this is the most aggressive opener he can go with. It plays around Doomsayer, does everything he wants it to. And I think Brian the Rat Courtade still is just going to let that Doomsayer rip.
Yeah, it's 7 points of healing. It's not the worst thing in the world.
Sometimes it goes off.
Yeah, I mean, this situation,
Not going to go off.
not going to go off, but
He is also just like threatening the coin consecration, so it's going to be interesting to see how much Moxie extends into this.
I'm thinking it might be the full amount.
The full Monty.
That's one of my favorites.
Gonna have to see what his options are off this. Just Snap takes the power overwhelming. Can't blame him. Great card to close out the game.
Rip Doomsayer. Rat falls to 26, and that Voidwalker blocking. Oh, that's a big draw right now, though. I mean, I think he could save this. I really do. But how much more damage do you really want to take? I mean, Wild Pyromancer, coin, Forbidden Healing, take you up to 30, clear the board except for a 1-1. I think you wait. I think True Silver Champion looks better. I mean, again, there's no Nerubian Egg, there's no Haunted Creeper backing this up.
I kind of like it.
The only thing that really could back this up is Imp Gang Boss.
I feel like if you coin the True Silver, you seem desperate enough. You seem like you're just trying to stabilize. Moxie will probably go in. Issue is, very commonly on turn 4, Zoo's going to go tap 2-drop, which means you're really just going to take a lot of face damage, and they didn't extend really that much.
Quickly.
Now, this is going to play Wild Pyromancer. What? Well, second thoughts.
You know what he could do? He could Forbidden Healing his Wild Pyromancer.
Yeah, if it's just going to go Wild Pyromancer quality. Forbidden Healing provides so much long-term stabilization that this is a card that's aimed at gaining like 12 plus life.
Oh man. And this is like the insta-punish.
That's such a good draw. 4 tentacles. Brian the Rat Courtade makes him Consecrate.
Do you use it?
Maybe not. I mean, you know, True Silver's still looking pretty good here. Like if you True Silver a minion here, you look super desperate.
Yeah, I'd be tempted to go for that. I don't know.
Oh, Doomguard draw for Moxie. I don't know if that's on the
pitch away
menu
a
this
lot
turn.
of good stuff, though.
That's the problem, is you're pitching away almost too much damage. I'm liking the Peddler.
Yeah, it would help him curve out, possibly.
Even if you just pick up another Power Overwhelming, you can kind of just start launching them.
If you pick up another Power Overwhelming, things are getting pretty heavy. He's eyeing that left card.
Best seats
That's looking pretty good. This is a great consecration now for Brian the Rat
I
Courtade.
feel so bad for tournament attendee. Like, he got the best seats ever, and now he's just dead.
Second Forbidden Healing.
Yeah,
Wow.
this is a healing-focused deck.
To say the least.
Now, I think it's more a case of you want to draw 1, so you run 2, than I want to use 2.
Yeah.
Because it's not a card you can cast 2 of very often.
I mean, the first one usually I think should be enough to stabilize. Or
Yeah, you just need to have it against
and
like
if it's in a
Shaman.
desperate situation, what's casting 2 of them gonna do?
Whoa.
It is just going to be Doomguard for Moxie and hit for 5. Oh, a
Oh
humility
my
draw
gosh.
for the Rat.
Is that worth it, though? You deny your Cairn.
I mean, is there anything you can lose to?
I think you start swinging face
yeah,
as well.
I think you Karen and swing at face. I really do. Because now
You're
here's
threatening.
you got 16 points of damage between the True Silvers. You have oh, this is really dangerous.
Ryan the Rat Courtade getting frisky. Maybe he's just faking this. Maybe he's
Now, if I know Brian the Rat Courtade, I know that he is not going to do that. That is way too risky.
yeah. That seems like the type of play you would suggest to Brian the Rat Courtade. No, you don't do that.
Just to make him mad.
Oh my gosh, he's really.
I think he's
hovering.
really thinking about it.
Wow.
That is bold.
He really thinks he can just clean up the board forever. He does have the
die
Forbidden
here.
Healings to stabilize.
Mormock's not enough.
Cormac's not very good. Argus,
Still not very good.
yeah.
Maybe just a stroke of brilliance with this play.
It is going to let him clean the board
I still.
and Forbidden Healing. Brian the Rat Courtade is a genius. That's admirable.
Look, I think he's a really good player, and in this situation,
He's a
play
genius.
This play is paying off really well, but I still disagree. This is one of the only ways I think he could legitimately lose this game.
It's definitely a play I want to talk to him about and just hear what he has to say.
Yeah. Oh no matter what, he's going to tell you you're wrong.
Well, he's got the thought process. You could,
Yeah.
you could literally see it. Like, he thought about that
Yeah.
for a minute. I want to
Yeah, I would love to hear his thoughts
into
on
the
this.
mind of Brian the Rat Courtade.
Who is a genius. Fallen to 9, but I'll tell you what, humility and Forbidden Healing, It's gonna do some work.
So humility, I don't know if I'd humility. What's it save you? It saves you 4 health. It saves you 2 health. Because if you
I'm thinking of attacking the Karen into the one that's humility.
Oh. No, I'm leaving around a 4-1 Karen every time.
Oh, okay. Seems fair.
Yeah, he's in a great spot now. Not even going to make that 1-1.
That's a lot of healing. My gosh, that card is good.
I don't know about not making the 1-1, but
Yeah, let's go to 20, man.
all right, let's do it.
Possessed Villager, Forbidden Ritual. It's not gonna be too good, and I can tell you why.
Tell me why.
Wild Pyromancer is why.
What's that card do?
Hey, Karen at 4-1, by the way. Just want to point out that it dies here.
Yeah,
At
but
the
he's at
cost of
20.
2 life.
And
Just
he's,
saying.
and he's got the humility.
I'm just saying.
How else would he proc it this turn? He could heal the Karen.
Like to
I don't think that's a good play.
I think it's great.
He's actually doing
Brian
that
the Rat
too.
Courtade's gonna heal this Karen.
He's actually healing the Karen. And why not? 8 points of damage upstairs. Moxie.
He just tabled lethal.
And he's got Humility Kodo left.
Yeah. Even Sagoth. Now, Sagoth would actually pose a big problem.
Yeah, actually that'd be pretty brutal.
Just rip Sagoth.
I love that card.
I don't know why.
You can't polymorph it. No fireball? That's like the way I always lose when I play a taunt. I just fireball it.
Get it out.
I thought you meant polymorph for a second. I'm like, who is
My
polymorphing
shield
you?
for
The player.
All right. Ooh, 1 mana off.
1 golden and 1 non-golden Kodo.
I like it.
That's Brian the Rat Courtade for you.
Here he goes.
It's got to be the top deck golden Kodo too.
He's gonna hit the far left one.
I'm team right. Gosh,
Dang
we're
it.
both wrong. What are the odds of that?
33%. 1 and 3.
Still a great looking spot for him though. Gets in 3 more damage. Moxie down to 6. Facing down 4 minions.
MC Tech, easy.
I mean, I don't even know if he can win with MC Tack. He's just going to scoop it up. Brian the Rat Courtade takes this series